Hey, it's Girl Scout cookie time right now, right? Have you guys gotten a chance to order your Girl Scout cookies?
Happy anniversary.
Well, the funny thing about Girl Scout cookies is I love Girl Scout cookies, and everybody's got stories about their favorite kind of cookies, and going. And for you, those of you who have sold Girl Scout cookies experiences, positive and negative, selling Girl Scout cookies. But to me, I always associate Girl Scout cookies with those pictures of perfect Girl Scoutness that are on the boxes. And I always thought, man, those other scouts, they live somewhere. They're doing stuff. They're doing cool stuff. Look at what they're doing. I mean, there's a girl riding horseback, and then read a little blurb, and she grows up on a ranch in Wyoming. And here's another girl, and she lives in Vermont, and she does maple sugaring. And I had a really distorted worldview, because I thought that the black Girl Scouts had the coolest, funnest times, because they were always doing stuff like, here's one on an archaeology dig, or she's painting a mural on a wall in a building. No, I wasn't going to be allowed to go painting any walls or buildings. So I always felt like, wow, I love that. But not me. My stuff, I like, not that cool. I'm learning about how to put on makeup for the beauty badge. That's right, So I started thinking about it, and it's one of these things where it's like, I think most of us feel that way. Most of us don't live in this perfect world and this perfect life. And I'm sure if I did find that wonderful girl in Montana or Wyoming or wherever she was from, she probably hated her mom. And the girl in Vermont was probably bored to death with trees, But everybody else's life always seems cool. So I thought I'd share with you some things about what it was like to grow up in Kennedy Street in Uxbridge, Massachusetts, and to attend the Wheelocksville Schoolhouse. And I can tell you some of these stories that I'm going to tell you are actually shared, we mentioned Facebook, by some Facebook friends who actually either went to Wheelocksville Schoolhouse or lived on Kennedy Street. And I've been getting, all week I had posted a thing saying, I don't have a story to tell, so I'm just going to be going to the meeting tonight. And somebody said, you should tell Wheelocksville school stories. And people just started telling stories. So I'm going to tell you one story about Miss Moran. Miss Moran, she was like the most straight-laced, classic. To me, she was the epitome of what a Boston Brahmin maiden aunt would be. She was everything was tight, structured, formal. She was the one who taught kindness is to do and say, that politeness is to do and say the nicest things in the nicest way. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I learned from Miss Moran. Miss Moran made a big deal out of the last day of school. The last day of school, she really wanted the kids to enjoy it. So instead of the glass bottles of milk that we got every week and every day, we got punch in those glass bottles instead. But Miss Moran didn't call it punch. She called it tonic. Because that's a good old Boston term for a soda or punch, is tonic. And she taught us all these great words. And she had a dog, and the dog was named Topsy. And it was a standard plural. And she adored Topsy. And she would always, if we did good, if we studied, if we learned our prepositions of what about, above, across, after, against, amid, among, around, at, before, behind, below, beneath, between, betwixt. That's about as far as we get now. I used to be able to do them all. If we could do all those things, she would tell us a Topsy story. So, and then on the last day of school, she would bring in Topsy. She loved Topsy. And we loved Miss Moran. Years later, Miss Moran kept teaching. Everybody knew Miss Moran. And one day, her last class, came in, and they saw her writing on the blackboard over and over and over again. Topsy is a good dog. Topsy is a good dog. Topsy is a good dog. Topsy had passed away that night, and she didn't recover. But she's in all of the kids who went to Wheelocksville Schoolhouse. When I think about how to be polite, when I think about, wait a second, when I'm introducing a person, I should always introduce the senior person first. When I learn to use grammar correctly, or as correctly as I can get. When I do proper use of a semicolon, Miss Miranda's still there. Miss Miranda is just one person, one moment in time for Wheelocksville Schoolhouse and for Kennedy Street. It gives you a little taste of it, and I want to thank you for listening to the story and for my friends at Facebook for sharing. And I want you all to join one more time in the official Kennedy Street song, national anthem, red, white, and blue, pink, and orange, yellow too. Those are the colors of the Kennedy Street flag.